What's up people, welcome to my first ever live commentary. It honestly feels quite odd to be talking to myself right now, but I'll try to make the best out of it, so try to bear with me. Today in this video I'm going to try to explain your MMR, or at least make an attempt to do so. And I unfortunately have to start off with a pretty negative side note. The fact that when comparing MMR and comparing plays with each other and yourself with pro players, etc., we just have to accept that we don't all have the same basic skill level. I know it sucks to admit the fact that when you're really passionate about something and you want to be really good at something, that you can't achieve it because you're just not skilled enough, you're not talented enough. I mean, we're all unique human beings and we all have our talents and areas of knowledge that we excel in. But when you're really passionate about something, as I've mentioned before, it can sometimes be really a setback for you to make any more progression since you are so passionate about something. In this case, I assume it's Dota. So let's say that you have your base talent, and in regard to Dota, I would say that the base talent is mostly based on mechanical skill, game insight, game anticipation, not so much game knowledge, since you will gain that over time whilst gaining experience. So let's say you have that base talent, and you start off playing your first Dota 2 matches and going up to level 20. Once you're level 20, you immediately calibrate your MMR. And you get, let's say for example, 2k MMR, which is quite good for the first time playing Dota, to be honest. Let's say for the sake of simplicity, that is your base talent. Once you have that base talent, you have created a foundation for yourself, as well as some form of potential. So you have a foundation and you have potential, you have a ceiling of what MMR you could possibly achieve over time. Let's say that in this case it's around 6.5k MMR is your max MMR you could achieve. That's your ceiling. You still have a gap to get across between the 2k and 6.5k MMR, which is quite a big gap too, to say the least. First of all, something that's often taken for granted is to keep that foundation stable. I would say that equipment and, for example, internet, those are two really important key components that are often overlooked. Just having a good mouse, responsive mouse, just having a keyboard that works, just having an internet connection that isn't too slow so you're playing with delays, since that can really set your foundation back. But let's say that's all good, that's all fine. They still have a really big gap, not long, my bad, to cross. And I would say that the major thing that decides what MMR you can gain, you can get to within that gap has to do with dedication. You could say that you could split up the dedication part into two different parts. The learning process and the time you have to spend to get that learning process. Within that learning process, you have to watch guides, you have to watch your own replays, you have to watch pro Dota preferably, so you can really get insight on how more developed players play compared to you, which can really improve your MMR. However, on the other side, time is crucial. If you don't have time to play Dota, at least, let's say 3 to 4 matches a day, it's gonna take you a really long time to cross that gap, even though you're really eager to learn. With time comes experience, and over time you will improve as a player as long as you keep up your dedication in your learning process. You gain experience, but you also have to be realistic. You have to be patient about MMR you could potentially get within a month, let's say. If you're gonna be sitting there in front of your computer and just, yeah, I'm gonna get 1,000 MMR this month, it's not realistic. You have to stay focused on small goals and say step by step. Well, let's say this weekend I want to get 100 extra MMR. That's realistic. Those are realistic goals that you can actually achieve and will keep you hyped. So, when talking about MMR, people always like to brag about it, to be honest. They're like, oh, I have 6k MMR, you only have 5k, oh, you suck. That's why I don't like the system. it's not about how much you suck. You can be potentially the best player out there, the best player in the world, but if you don't have the time and the dedication, your skills don't matter. You're not using it to the fullest potential. So when explaining your MMR, you could argue that you don't care about it, or you're very dedicated about it and you really want to improve. You have to keep these points in mind. Just your base talent. I know it sucks, as I mentioned. You want to be good at things you enjoy. You want to be good at things you like to do in the future, or even as a profession, but not everyone has that, and that's something you have to accept, and that's just really annoying, true. And then you have to keep in mind that sometimes you don't have the equipment or time. When explaining your MMR, don't be ashamed about it. That's something that annoys me a lot. The people are like, oh, I'm only 2k MMR. It's not about how high MMR you are. I mean, for some people it is. It's mostly about joining the game and having fun. And if you are dedicated, if you really want to, then you need to keep those components in mind. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful in some way. I'm honestly just talking shit right now. I don't know what I'm doing. But it was my first ever commentary. Leave down in the comments below whether you like these kind of videos or not. See you around probably. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.